Jackie Robinson, the first black to play in the baseball major leagues, is dead at the age of 53. Robinson died early today as he was rushed from his Stamford, Connecticut home to a hospital. He apparently had suffered a heart attack. Robinson broke into the major leagues in 1947 with the then Brooklyn Dodgers, and that year he led the team to the pennant and was named Rookie of the Year. He played for 9 more years and was selected the first black in the Baseball Hall of Fame. In recent years, his health and eyesight failed him. His last public appearance was 2 Sundays ago during the second game of the World Series in Cincinnati. With some reflections on Jackie Robinson, here are Eric Severide and Haywood Hale Broom.
Jackie Robinson lived every day of his life as if it were the 9th inning of Armageddon. When in 1947 Brooklyn's Branch Rickey broke baseball's color line, he said he didn't want a player who was grateful to the white boys for letting him play. And in the proud Robinson, he didn't get one. The 28-year-old rookie with 2 bad shoulders and a bad knee played because he felt a right to, and his odd pigeon-toed run, so clumsy yet so fast, was an earnest of his terrifying determination. As a baseball player, Jack felt all the usual pressures multiplied a terrifying multifold. In a sense, he was at bat for every black athlete, hitting against all the curves a hostile world could throw. He represented that shadowy figure called they. They can't take it. They fold up. They don't belong. In the great Dodger days at Ebbets Field, he remained excitingly unmellow. In a society which makes a virtue of negatives like not rocking the boat, Jack would have rocked the Queen Mary if it served the fierce push of his purpose. As an elder statesman, he entered baseball's Hall of Fame, but to the end, he never acted like an elder. Even after tragedy, the death of a son once involved with drugs tore at him. He shouldered blame, worked with other people's kids, and was honored again at this year's World Series. He didn't, of course, win the battle for a new world. No one man can, but he may someday be listed among those who sent it into extra innings.
I'm extremely proud and pleased to be here this afternoon, but must admit I'm going to be tremendously more pleased and more proud when I look at that third base coaching line one day and see a black face managing in baseball. Thank you very much.
Jackie Robinson was an example, all right, not just an example for young men, especially young black men, of what a man can be and do. He was also a catalyst, an example of history's strange, jerky ways of moving on. It was not popular demand that made the Brooklyn Dodgers accept him as the first Negro in Major League Baseball. No mass meetings in the streets. It was a private meeting between 2 men of courage, Branch Rickey, baseball's intellectual dean, and young Robinson. What Rickey needed was a black man with playing brilliance and the guts to stand steady, hold his temper, swallow his rage, ignore the booze. A man whose moral endurance would outlast the mass prejudice and turn it around to admiration. Rickey bet on Robinson, Robinson bet on himself. They both won, so did the national sport and the country as a whole. What Rickey and Robinson did then would be called tokenism today. Things often start with tokens, with symbols. That's how an exception to the rule becomes the rule when the case is just. The confusion of a difference in skin color with a difference in human nature is an illusion. Robinson out there in the field every afternoon was a reality. Reality doesn't always win over illusions, but this time it did. Jackie Robinson was only 53. The proverb says the good die young, and that is taken by many to mean that good people don't live very long. What it really means is that good people at whatever age they die are young when it happens. Any man or woman who becomes a national example has to remain an example if he can manage it. Robinson did, even off the field and over the long haul. Winston Churchill had a point when he said that courage is a prime virtue for the reason that it makes all the other virtues possible.
CBS will broadcast a special report on Jackie Robinson tonight at 11:30 Eastern Time on most of these stations.